James Grover Thurber was born on December 8, 1894 in Cleveland, Ohio. Both of his parents, Charles and Mary Agnes Thurber, influenced his early work. His father is said to be the platform for many of Thurber's timid protagonist characters in his stories. His mother, being a natural practical joker, pressed him forward in his career of humor writing. James had two brothers, and one day when they were playing a game, James was accidentally shot in the eye with an arrow. He eventually lost all sight in that eye as a result of his injuries. His childhood years were spent sitting and thinking, since he could not participate in many physical activities. Many say that this is the main reason for Thurber's excellent short stories and humorous fiction he produced later in life, due to the fact that he had more time to expand his creative imagination.
Goldwyn presents the James Thurber story that delighted millions, starring Danny Kaye, 8 times as funny in 8 hilarious roles. One as Walter Mitty, the dauntless sea rover; Anatole Mitty, the mad hatter; Captain Mitty, ace of aces; Dr. Mitty, the brilliant surgeon; Mitty the Kid, western desperado; Gaylord Mitty, the riverboat gambler; and in real life, Walter Mitty, the lovable henpecked dreamer.
Walter, what's the matter with you?
But can a beautiful vision come true? Can adventure and intrigue rush into his life? Sometimes Walter can't tell where the dream ends and where the nightmare begins. Help!
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty is one of Thurber's well-known short stories. It first appeared in The New Yorker in 1939 and was eventually added to one of his collections, and then made into a movie. The story revolves around a man named Walter who spends countless hours in an imaginary world to the point where he cannot lead a normal life. Some critics view this story as one about a simple man whose fantasies are merely harmless, used to get him through his mundane life. But others find harsher and darker themes within the story. Walter is viewed as inept, ordinary, and passive by his wife and people he makes contact with throughout the day. When he slips into his daydreams, however, he is strong, willful, and skilled. This is how Walter makes up for what he lacks in reality. Does retreating into a fake life really help Walter? Critics have been divided when interpreting his character. He is seen as a typical man just trying to escape his everyday existence, and in contrast as a man who refuses to confront society. James Thurber went on to write many short stories and continued with his cartoons. His poor eyesight required him to use very large sheets of paper and a thick black crayon. But regardless of this method, his drawings were just as recognized as his writing.
Well, it's true that when you first get into print, a lot of people suddenly believe you have talent who had no use for you before. And I wondered if the magazine editor had second thoughts about your drawings.
Well, yes. People began to talk about them.
I don't know exactly why, and Ross heard the talk, and he came into my office one day and said, what became of that seal drawing you did for us? And I said, became of it, you sent it back and I threw it away. And he said, well, I want to print it, so do it over again, as if it were easy.
The last drawing he produced was a self-portrait that Time magazine used as a cover on the July 9, 1951 issue. At the age of 66, Thurber developed pneumonia and died due to complications from it. His legacy lives on by the annual Thurber Prize, an award given to excellent American humorists.